something. Part of me thinks I know what I should do, considering I went to all today and did stop and cut up my card and everything. The thing is, though, and of course it's still active, not expired. I had something stuck on my drawer, my chest of drawers, the shelf, and I was like, "What is that? It's got to be an empty box from the past." And as I was going through cleaning it and getting rid of this, you know, long and rinsing it out, getting it ready to sitting there to clean it another time, came across this, guys. I swear to fucking God. Inside this thing was not empty. Gush mints. So I got the seal on it. Well, that's what this looks like. The Gush mints. And part of me's like, just throw it away. You're done. But I want to have some good sleep tonight. So I guess I wasn't completely used up of all my cannabis yet. I still had an eighth left. Not anymore. So he will join with me this last night, smoking and chilling and talking about how Bird, you are just as guilty as well as your sister on supplying that information to my grandfather. You know why? Or to Filthy. And do you want to know why? Because you can sit there and say, oh, we didn't know this was going to happen, this was going to happen. That's bullshit. All right? You see these wrinkles? I was born close to nighttime, but it wasn't last night. You give, after all the things Filthy had done up to that point, the police calls, and you guys said you didn't know who done them. Well, you had to know that the rumor went around it was Filthy. And if it wasn't Filthy, it was Filthy's uh, little followers, JM and Charlie. Yeah, same world famous Charlie D that said on that comment thread the other day that, you know, that he knows some bad stuff that's going to be coming towards Johnny's way. Yeah, it's a good thing Johnny actually posted that up. Kudos to you, Johnny, because you realize that's one of the two individuals that caused me to be fucking taken to the hospital by the cops back in January. They can say my actions done it alone, but it was their actions instigating it that then led to me. Yeah, I had a nervous breakdown. I fucked up and I went. I'll take my responsibility for that. I know, Z, but this is like the treasure I did not want to find. You know, I got people already saying, like Scooter and them saying, I can't quit this. So this kind of isn't a good look. But at the same time, like, I know I didn't just go I just found this. I went through all day. I hadn't smoked since early this morning. On my last one, I literally thought that was my last one. I was going through my room while ago to just straightening up and getting rid of the bong and stuff. And I saw that box of it, and I said, man, don't tell me that thing. And I picked it up, and of course, I was like, yeah, I'm not out of weed yet. I thought I was, but apparently I wasn't. And me going to sleep today, that was pure exhaustion. Like, anybody knows that. But I am going to be getting a sleep study done because my snoring, like, it, even with the muffled mic noises, I do have some kind of heavy type snoring, and that combined with the muffling makes people want to use that buzzword death rattle. But that's nowhere near what an actual person that would have been choking or ODing on sounds like when they have a death rattle. And if you don't believe me, you can go on YouTube and you can look up and find clips and audios and compare the two. You know, but that's cool, Berlin. Y'all wanted to give the funeral home director my number. You know, now that I know it was you, maybe I could, you know, get a hold of the Tennessee police and let them know what y'all been doing with telecommunication frauds across state lines. Maybe I should do that. Oh, fucking leg. Maybe I should. What's a sign, Citizen Z? Yeah, you like skull candies? It's a sign that I don't need to stop smoking? No, no. It's a sign that I need to stop. It's a sign that I definitely was smoking too damn much. And this ain't your grandpa's mid or shit from the 90s, 70s, or hell, even the early 2000s. This is 30%. Like the bud I've been getting is usually between 26 to 30%, which is the highest potency you can get in dry flower in this state. And that shit, compared to the shit we used to smoke as kids, that shit was probably maybe 10 to 12% THC. Now today, people are smoking shit that's got, it's been bred for more THC, and the cross strain between that and the effects of the different terpenes and stuff. Like there are strains out there that legit make you go to sleep, and since I'm naturally high strung hyper, like I don't use sativas because they get me going like I'm almost a little tweaked or something. I don't need them. Oh shit. Guess I forgot that. Oh, threw away my ashtray because I thought I was done. So I'll have to use this as a makeshift ashtray. Close my window and everything because I thought I was done. When I say I'm going to do something, I usually stick my mind into doing it, but there's a lot of pressure or something tied to it, like with this YouTube stuff. Me being able to say I was going to go live and stop going live. It's a conflict of me feeling like I ought to be able to have the right to have my channel, just as much as anyone else does. But will I ultimately decide not to because of people that still are trying to make spectacles out of me? It remains to be seen, I guess, for now. Oh, shit. Shit. There we go. Thank God. Whew. I don't hotbox my room. Never have. Never would start. Addicted to the shindig? Yeah, I guess maybe I do have an addiction to YouTube that's developed. I'll admit that because that's probably true, especially with my past nature, but not an active addiction. I'm not an active addict in the regular traditional sense of like, going out and trading meds and all that bullshit and what some people try to claim, oh, I'm stockpiling meds. What? Because sometimes, some days I have an extra med that I didn't need to take because the instructions are as needed. That's not stockpiling meds. Fucking idiots. I'll tell you what, I'll be stocking here real soon, though. I'll be stocking up on some good old hollow point ammunition here in after about a month or so. Hollow point. Yep. And I highly recommend, look, the Glock. I've never shot a Glock, but I know that they're highly recommended among people that I know. But if you're looking for a cheap handgun for self-defense that doesn't lack on quality, doesn't come to like overpricey, and is a very good weapon to get. I know Fusion and they made fun of the first time because the old video they had of me from YouTube last year. I went out to the country with some friends and was shooting. Well, yeah, I didn't have my stance right or anything. I hadn't shot in years. But I know the Weaver stance and the isosceles, and I know the different stances. I know what safety is. Like I've been through all that. Even though it's not required, I plan to after a month now. Like I'm gonna take the CCW's course, even though you don't need one. I'm gonna take it just just anyway, just because, Chop top. I don't know what you're talking about. What the fuck though is books? Like books, you realize, man, like to be honest with you, see, at least with MC, you kind of, in a way, you kind of got to give the benefit of the doubt because, well, it just wasn't the same what he did on Iceman and what you did in that video that JM clipped. Like you pulled that was 100% yours. It wasn't anybody else's. That's concerning, dude. Like it really is concerning. Like I don't think people, and you can call me radical if you want to, it's just an opinion, but I don't think people that are inclined to expose themselves on others should really have a platform on these platforms to for that to possibly happen because all it takes is one time when a kid's watching or something or another else. And I told Books, I was like, that's really dumb because you do that and you talk shit and then you never know. Like, you realize how many people there are that are organized and stuff in this shit. If you piss them off enough, just bad enough, they might actually try to, if not civilly, even criminally try to get you up for something for that. Like you don't expose yourself, man. Like if you were to do that out in public, you would be charged and have to register as a sex offender. Straight up. And that ain't no laughing matter. Don't nobody, I don't think nobody wants to be, I know I don't. So, I mean, That's just another things on the list of things that Square would never do. MC, it's like you're trying to talk some quasi metaphysical, spiritual, religious type dribble on me. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, singing a song. Well, tell you what, maybe we could do a little something over here. Now, Books, I've tried to be cool with you, bro. You say you don't like the Workyverse, I don't like the Workyverse. So why don't we be allies? I don't know. Oh shit, they got Music Biz Marty up here.
Yeah.
Grow up, Jimmy. Smarten up.
Let's get that fucking apology out there.
Dude. Why are you so, I don't know. This guy fucking made me think Jimmy Day is just some delusional fantasyland nonsense, like the lockbox.
Yeah. The delusions are getting a little out of control. Like, I gotta admit, like, we went from planning Jimmy Day to fucking a prostitute in where is she from? Tennessee or Chattanooga?
Yeah.
Chattanooga,
it's off the
Tennessee.
rails. It's off the rails, and I really want to get a game plan together.
Naughty making that count. Hey, hold on. Why y'all talking about that on that subject? What do y'all think about Naughty and them making that 50 count to that lady?
We didn't make that account. It was 2 years old.
That dick next to her lips looked pretty real to me, Jimmy.
Yeah,
Looked a little
that's
dry
definitely
too.
her.
Did y'all notice how
That's
dry
definitely
that dick looked? It looked like it was like ashy, maybe, or just dry. I don't know. It was
Jimmy, that was a real account. We did not fake that account. If we faked that account, we would have put shit about peanut butter and all kinds of weird shit. She's just putting in their titty fucking, and she'll sit on your face, and she does rim jobs. Dude, that is an account. That is a fucking account. She is a prostitute.
All right, Jimmy,
you called and apologized.
Hey, dude in the back chat named Jay, come up. Dude in the back chat named Jay. Luke Mahoney, you ain't getting your pussy ass up here. Hey, dude in the back chat named Jay, come up. I ain't letting you up here.
She has skin tags on her butthole.
Yeah, it's probably like wart.
Yeah, there was definitely anal polyps.
Yeah, that's got to be HPV. And you want that, Jimmy? That can be, you can get that in your mouth, you can get that down there in your private parts. But no, Jimmy, seriously, how much could you spend? Could you do $1,000?
Bro, I'll throw in half. I don't even know. I'll throw in half.
I'll donate too. Yeah, actually, we could do a little GoFundMe for Jimmy Day.
Rooster, you live in the woods. You're not throwing in half. Shut the fuck up.
But at least a base. You got $1,000 that we could put towards the event.
Whose house did you break into, you crazy looking motherfucker?
God damn, dude.
Or we can even do just like
Dude, Ruski fucking, I'm sorry. And I'm not gonna make locale content or nothing. I'm never getting into that. But I am sorry. I'm offering my opinion and commentary. That dude does some creepy ass shit. No cap. I'm not saying that he's a fucking kid dealer or nothing like that. Don't take it out of context. I'm just saying he's creepy in general.
an Airbnb. It doesn't have to be a venue. We don't even know realistically how many people will show. I think 10.
I joked along some with Andrea before about putting, she said she'd taken applications for somebody that could roll blunts and wash dishes, beer. I was joking around. I wasn't being serious. And this dude, he meets Andrea and he's like, come meet me. Oh, give me the booty. Give me the booty. According, we really don't all know, but I just could see Ruski would be the type of guy, I think, and that he could court a girl, no matter how old or whatever, and just automatically get opened up for the puss, you know, on the first night. Look, if you get it on the first night, a lot of people will say things about that. They'll say that's a bad sign of the girl you're with. Some people will say that means you're a stud or, you know, you're attractive, you know, ladies man, whatever. It could mean a bunch of different things. It could also simply just basically mean that, you know, you're a fucking fiend for sex. Either way, oh shit, I about lost my point. Books you claim to be about the Bible, but you know what Bird is doing is all blasphemy against the Bible. Everything she does. Judge not lest ye be judged. I mean, she's breaking them all just about. Besides maybe, I don't know, murder. You know, she's almost probably breaking just about every 10th commandment. You know, she eats pork. She don't follow the old law, which is something I do as a Messianic. Uh, you know, I follow the old law. Doesn't mean I don't believe in Jesus. It just means I believe in following God's law. I don't eat pork. Did I before in life? Yeah, I stopped, especially after I learned about pork. But Bird, you and Berladetta and them worked and helped troll me and everything else. And the fact that you did like that you were doxing people privately or whatever and publicly, and the fact that you literally admitted your own sister gave Filthy the funeral number for the right, like your sister had the wherewithal to be able to find a local funeral number that just happened to be the exact same fucking funeral home that my granddad has arrangements with in case shit happens. But guess what? Y'all tried to say that I called in and you impersonated me. Filthy did. And you gave him the power to do that by giving him that shit. You worked as his minions. So I don't want to hear you criticizing his other people that are criticizing you now. They got a right to criticize you. You were a part of it. And you, by all accounts, fucked a lot of them over and fucked shit up. You know, and here's the thing. There can be channels out there, they can call me local, whatever they want to. But the future videos, if I'm making out or whatever on me and stuff, they're going to show that I'm not a locale. Maybe, yeah, for a little bit while I was believing the shit y'all say and y'all had me going up mentally, maybe then, yeah, for a temporary part of time, I was acting like a locale for you. But those days are long gone. Filthy, you're fucking weird. You sexually get off on tormenting me. You've gotten off saying that I know and you know that what you've done to me has almost made me go insane. You are a perverse, sick, so-called animal for sure. You don't care about you know, doesn't matter if my life got interfered with, right? As long as those other people got some laughs at my expense, right? Like, how can you justify that, Bird? And you were never a friend of mine, so sure, let's be clear on that, but still, the fact that you have even said out of your own mouth at times that they're obsessed and go way too crazy at that kid, quote unquote, but then you helped out with that just shows how much of a hypocrite you fucking are, Bird. You're a hypocrite to the highest order. Hell, I don't even know. It may be, I mean, Filthy is hypocritical, yeah, but it may almost not be out of the way to say you're kind of more hypocritical than he is. At least he is open and honest about the fuck shit he does and is gonna plans on doing or says he's gonna do. You know, you go around and do this sneaky shit or like that time, like, bro, Bird, you know you had no reason to ever go at me. Like, if you had never went at me, do you ever think I would have came up here and like tried trolling and making fun of you or anything? No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have made fun of you at all. I tried to befriend you at first, if you remember. And people say, oh, I'm making this all about me, 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 me. No, what's about me is what's concerning me. I'm not making this all about her. This is about Bird fucking over, not just and doing wrong things to me, but to little me towards Filthy's fucked up organization, I'll call it, towards MC, towards fucking, I mean, even some things that she did back in the day with Ice concerning talking about Iceman, like, I don't see how Dumb Gene and Army and all them can be so quick to, you know, because Iceman is not going, I don't think, if he comes back out and gets back on YouTube, he is not going to associate with Bert, especially once he comes back home or once he hears all this stuff. Now, I'm sure Gene talks to him and tries to keep him updated on things that are going on and tells him what he wants him to get out of it. But when he comes here and he sees all sides for himself, I think Iceman might appreciate the fact that more honesty might have been leveled with him. I don't know. Who knows if his mom is telling her what she thinks and what she thinks is different. I don't know. But it was wrong for what Filthy and them did, you know, and they don't claim responsibility, but somebody called and tipped off, and it wasn't me. Somebody called and fucked with his supervised release. And, you know, this is a guy that's been in and out of the system over and over and over. I'm not saying he didn't ever deserve it, but he paid his debts, he served his sentences, and he got out. Now, he's obviously he's older, so there's gonna be some things about him that just are set in stone, and people will, uh, you know, assume or whatever, but it does not mean somebody is set in stone in every aspect of life. You know, people try to, when I practice my body language reading on people, like, it's naturally human for humans when they're trying to be deceptive or lie. Their body just sends off all of these indicators that show that that their bodies and their mind is basically saying no, their body's saying no to what their mouth is saying. And this is because people think that they might have this really good ability to act or be on top of their thoughts and out thinking others and can therefore out-talk them ways out of these situations. They never do. They always end up talking way too much, which seals their fate in their cases. And some of them rightfully deserve it so because they did some pretty heinous shit. But you imagine being a law-abiding citizen and being brought in and being questioned about something that has something in a way to do with you, but is a lie and false and been perverted by a controlling ass, abusive fucking another man to have that woman lie on you because they feel their ego has been slighted because their woman has told them they cheated on them with this guy that for probably all his ego thought was, how the fuck you cheat on me with him? You know, like he's smaller in the arms and everything than me, you know, but obviously that's what it did. And that's what led to me being, that's why I told some of my story. That's why I made myself vulnerable on here. It was not so people were to dox me or because I was being stupid and putting the stuff out and acting like I didn't know what I was doing because I wanted to be doxed or wanted the attention. That is not the truth. I was sharing parts of my life. And if I'm not being authentic with it, then why do it at all? Unless I'm just trying to build some fake character and chat. You know, I didn't come on here with the business head sense and focus and knowledge about how YouTube works with these creators and stuff. Otherwise, I would have made a channel. I would have never made anything subject about me. And hell, I'd probably still be pretty safe. If not doxxed, I'd still, you know, they wouldn't have the shit that they have. I did not go to the dispensary today. That is a flat out fucking lie. Flat out lie. I have been awake now since about 3 to 4 o'clock and didn't think I had any smoke, thought I was done, was getting stuff cleaned up out of my room. And guess what? An hour ago, I looked up on the Chester drawer shelf and I found this eighth that I had left. I had it up there on the shelf because it was a high potency and I wanted to use it last. And I'd forgot about it. So I didn't try or claim 24 hours ago. I told everybody this morning was my last blunt, and I rightfully thought that it was. But these tonight will be the last ones. So you can start saying that I'm starting no longer being a weed marijuana user as of tomorrow morning. All right? And since your name is a complete lie, I'm just going to block you. I am smoking on something called Gush Mints. Well, since I know Bird has her own pimp, or if she is her own pimp, or whoever helps manage her shit, maybe get a proceed or a troll account. But yeah, here's what I gotta say about your little Bird girl. Fuck Boss Lady Bird. She is the bane of fucking YouTube. She fucking literally has ads out there leaked showing that she is straight up in her home state, breaking the law, acting as a prostitute. She makes her money off of deceiving others, making content about others, and making content about her sucking dick and taking dick. If That is not a prostitute. I don't know what the real definition of one is, because you can't say that prostitutes are only the people that are out there on the corner putting their thumb out or keeping their leg hiked out. No, no. There's all types of porn star, and you're not even you're not a porn star, Bird. Like, I don't give a fuck how many times you've had it shot, or maybe even had it shot by some people with some high quality shit. The people that were shooting you were fucking coming on your face. And you sat there and got your hair all back and put your arms down and just smiled and had your mouth open and just shit and just was like, yeah, I take care of you, daddy. It was so sick to see. And that guy that's filming you right then, you know what he's thinking? He's thinking, oh man, people are going to give me shit for being with her. Like, that's probably what he was thinking. Why would you debase yourself into letting people that probably wouldn't think highly of you anyways, just being honest, to fuck you? Why do you feel like you need to do that? Did you have, like, maybe you had a rough childhood growing up like I did too, maybe rougher in some areas, but Bird, you don't have to do that. Like, I know it's your right and empowerment as a woman. You feel that you can do whatever thou wilt, but you're just playing into Satan's agenda for yourself by doing that. Like, now I wouldn't have any problem, I guess, really, even though this is pretty much in the same area. I wouldn't care too much, I guess, if she had just like a Patreon or OnlyFans, because those are so commonplace now. But at least that would just be strangers paying to get access to intimate moments and shots and videos of you. They wouldn't be paying to actually try to get you to meet up and to fuck them. And so, if you could do that, OnlyFans like solo with toys, or OnlyFans like just with somebody that you're in a relationship with, or that you're only sleeping with him, you're a lot safer, Bird. But do you realize the risk of STDs, like, and everything else you run doing this lifestyle? Like, I am coming and talking to you right now as a legit human being, not like filthy. I'm not trolling you. I'm coming at you and telling you the truth, the hard truth. Like, Bird, you really could be a lot better, and you're already beautiful, Bird, but you would be more beautiful if you didn't have that part on you, that tainted part. I don't think you're a bad person at heart. I really don't. I think you have the capacity to where you can do things towards others and you don't have a lot of empathy for it. I think you have a little bit, and this is not I am not a medical professional. I'm not diagnosing or attempting to try to treat anybody. Everything said is for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only. Do not take this as real medical advice. Only consult your actual medical professional for personal medical advice. All right, now with that disclaimer out of the way, I was going to say that Bird, like, you are seriously causing issues to your health. Like, it's been shown in a study that girls that sleep with multiple different guys, like, especially unprotected, they leave an imprint of their DNA in your area. Like, I know it seems crazy, but it is true. Like, they leave, you know, and so a girl that's having sex with a lot of different people, she is like almost a petri dish in a way for all the different organisms and bacteria that might be from all those different guys. Uh, and just sometimes a regular shower or whatever, that's not gonna, like my mom got lied to and had somebody sleep with her full well knowing what they had and that it would probably give it to her. And it did. And she wanted to literally cut his shit off. But my mom didn't want to go to prison. So she married him. Bad idea. That's why I didn't come out a lot yesterday on Mother's Day because I really, if my grandmother was still around, I would celebrate it for her sake because she's been the mother figure of my life. But I just, I can't. Um, I'm thinking about, you know, that's true. Like Bird, you're not making high end money, no offense, because you're not a like high end hooker. Like now, Bird, if you were like 100 pounds skinnier and stuff, like yeah, you might be making some serious bank. You probably have a serious following, and like none of this shit would ever interacted or crossed over. But because you got into trolling and stuff, like you should have known that was a risk and danger with the fact of you having stuff out there like that, of it being leaked. And don't you dare try to call like revenge porn on anybody. Like all I did was look like at some of the stuff I was sent. I didn't ever post it or show it on stream. You struck one of my fucking videos all because Army came in here and shared some shit in the private chat and you were told about it. Or you could see it from maybe another stream if somebody was streaming their backstage of mine and I didn't realize it. You know, that's that was fucked up because there was no pictures of you used in any of it, anything I ever showed. The only thing I ever showed with you, like in a compromising type position, was that video of Ice had of you, and it met community guidelines. Like it showed no boobs, it didn't show anything. All it did though was show your face with a pearl necklace on it. That's exactly what it showed. And I don't even think you got that video taken down to this day. It's probably still up. Like that's disgusting, Bird. Like, sure, you could say, well, you guys don't mind liking prostitutes if you're out or whatever, cheating or something. Yeah, I'm sure there are some guys that don't like prostitutes. But let me tell you something. This guy right here, he doesn't like them. You know why? Because they put themselves in danger. They're somebody's family, and they have a lot more worth than what they're out here trying to do for themselves. That's why I despise them. But I would never be the type like so-called like Ed Kemper or any of those people who not only didn't like them or Gary Ridgway, but wanted to hurt them. Like I would never want to hurt anybody else. I've done it accidentally. I hurt people bad accidentally, and I'm so, so sorry about it because it was insensitive. I mean, somebody tried to come in here as a false, dumb genius and say I was never part of the Gene Team. Well, I can't tell if I was or wasn't, but like, you know, I'm not going to get into it, but what Mocon had, some of the things he last said to me, it really put me off, and it doesn't make sense because this guy's just now been around some, and where is he? All right, you put this. I see this address. I'm not gonna read the address, obviously. I mean, and it's in reference to somebody, I would imagine. Like I sincerely would like to do content about true crime, newsworthy stuff other than YouTube drama and these YouTube people. It's kind of been more of a habit, bad habit, addiction that I've gotten into discussing them, and they like it when I discuss them because they love to use that and say that's a form of engagement. It's not a form of engagement. Me pointing out um, the actions of other people that they took upon their own selves that were not done as a result of engagement, quote unquote. And they're responsible for it. You know, every single one of you that have ever done anything harassing or anything, I don't care if you were ordered to do it and feared for your life. Well, maybe if you were somehow feared for your life, which I doubt, I might could have some sympathy for that person. But I guarantee, none of you were probably threatened like I've been or anything. And you just freely try to troll and everything. I'm not even really watching the stream, so I'm just gonna close it out. I'm more or less talking and monologuing. Here's the thing. I have done really, really well, and I've been doing very good. That is a bona fide fact of the real world. I spent $300 today on my poor baby boy because, it's time for his checkup and everything. And I love him. He's that's that's my kid. Not only is he my little helper and in training to be continue to build on his skills to continue to be my helper and trained to do that, he is also my baby. I love my dog with all my heart. I would never violate or abuse him in any type of way. And these jackasses for long times accused me of doing stuff with my dog, like backwood, fucked up hillbilly type shit. I mean, I may be country, but I'm not like that. And I'm not saying all people that are backwoods or whatever are. But I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like, JM, you gotta understand that I do have empathy for people when they're in bad shape physically. Otherwise, how do you explain for years that I worked as both somebody employed privately and publicly in the home health sector? I have about 10 years of unblemished work activity from that sector. No hang-ups whatsoever in the. So before you even found me, I was already working in the medical field, just not what you and maybe some would consider the traditional field. And guys, no, I'm not nodding out or anything like they'll be trying to say. I'm thinking in thought, not stuttering or trying to lie. I wish, some parts of me sometimes do wish that some of these people that have went at me would have tried to come maybe towards me a different way, and we could be like really good friends. Like I know a lot of us line up politically and religiously on a lot of the same issues. And when it comes to values about, our schools and children not being able to be indoctrinated with bullshit, like we have a lot of common ground, folks. There is no need for all this division. Like, I'm not gonna roast her, for this bird is bird. I just cannot believe that you try to act like so nonchalant. You doing the same thing to me that you did now I see to little me in that situation. Like you just act so nonchalant, like, well, we gave it to him, but we didn't know he planned to do anything with it or was gonna do that. Bullshit. Just that was the only thing Wacky Jackie's probably said here in a long time that I will agree with. Bullshit, Bird. She said you sat up there on panel with Filthy as he did it. So shame on you. And another thing, Bird, you seriously, if you're gonna perform those services for men out there, the responsible thing to do is to go get periodically checked constantly and always use protection. I don't care if the dude wants to give you another $100 or $1,000 without it. If you're not using protection with somebody, they should be somebody that you're like regularly seeing, know their health, know they don't, all that stuff. And if you're not getting that down pat with the person first before doing it, then that's your own fault. It will not be good one day, Bird, if you were to wake up and go to the doctor and get told, like my mom did, that you have herpes simplex 2 virus or that you have X, Y, or Z. My mom had it pretty bad. She got herpes simplex 2, which everybody, mostly in the developed world, has herpes 1 virus. It's already carrying in your body, but it doesn't become active except in those circumstances. And when it does, you'll get a cold sore like on your lip or something. That is straight up that cold sore, you know. If it were to be like Lance or whatever, and anything was in it that came out and got on something, you'd be technically contaminating them with the herpes simplex 1 virus, which, like I said, most of the world has. They got it through kissing and stuff. But simplex 2, herpes 2, is far more straining and takes a toll on the person's immune system, their overall systems of health, especially related to sex. It causes them to break out down there with painful, like cold type sore type things. You know, it is not anything you want, nor for the less would want for a loved one, or I would even go far to say for your worst enemy. Like it is fucked. It is not something to be wearing as like a badge of honor or anything. You know, and word, you may think that, you know, when your kids grow up and stuff, they're gonna be more desensitized and know all about that. And even if they are desensitized, which that's the way society seems to be going with kids and this shit, do you not think that it's possible at the slightest that your kids could somehow, from someone online seeing this stuff and come across it, make fun of your children? Like, that's probably the most saddest and worst thing that could have came out of any of this, other than giving people fucking viruses against their will. Which, if you ask me, that should be made a mandatory felony and you should be locked up and have to do time. Because that's almost like giving a death sentence or permanently altering their life to a degree. You inject somebody with like HIV or take some blood from somebody that you know verifiedly has HIV. And Suge Knight talked about it on an interview once. He said, you know, he said they got this thing now. He said, you know, if you want to get caught, and he was telling the audience, he was like, if y'all want to commit something, he's like, don't use a gun. Don't be stupid and get caught with a gun or anything. He said, they got this new stuff out now. See, it's called AIDS. He said, and you get some blood of somebody that has that, and I stick you with it. Well, then you have it now too. And, you know, see, that's a slow death thing. And then he laughs and goes, yeah, that's an easy E thing. And that pause right there, that's really telling. Because I don't believe Easy E was using needles or having homosexual sex. So they have literally I mean, I agree that you know, some people act real confusing, such as people like, and I say they act confusing to me, they may not to themselves or others, but the people that have let, like the people that I've recently unblocked or had on my panel, but they feel as if they're superior intellectually to me and with social cues, that I and since I'm aware of that, and I told them, like, I should automatically never try to expand my ability to tolerate or have them up here because or the fact or the right that I can't, like, Jay, that they got mad at me all about that, but then they do the same thing. Like, I saw a live of you at Armies where JM was confronting you and stuff. Like, don't you know that, like, they consider you a cow just like me, Army? So, I mean, instead of fighting with one another or you deciding to be a part of whatever to make fun of me, like, that's why I've asked. And I can't get Dumb Genius to come on here and answer the fucking question. But here's the questions. Was I, or am I, or am I possibly able to, if not currently, be in the Gene team? Because if I'm not, and then if all that is a no, or if it's a yes, or if it's a no, but possibly yes, then my question is also, in addition, were you guys trying to use me as an example just to fight your war to the Workyverse? And at the same time, that caused me to think that you had my side. You had to have known that would have caused me to think that. And you didn't go out of your way to say, like, he's not Gene Team ever or anything. So I really want to know, was I led along to be made to think, was I part of the Gene Team? And if so, and that is true, then please, Dumb Genius, just admit it. Just be a man and admit it. And I will, I'll be forever disappointed in you, man. But I will not hold anything against you. I'm not gonna go at you or anything. Like, I don't hate Dumb Genius. I don't. I don't have a bone to pick with him, except for in the areas of relation to the team and people that I know were trying to make me feel like I was a part of it, even with Mocon. And you tell me that time on that live, you said, no, I just want to see him sweat a little bit, uh, and learn from, and getting to actually learn from his mistakes. Like, dude, you don't get to talk about that. You just want to manipulate and see me sweat and try to teach me some lesson that I probably won't even comprehend or pick up on if you're at the same time trying to antagonize me. That's the ironic part of the whole plan of that type of form of trying to get to me. Like, that's going to end up causing me, one, not to pay attention to the shit that you say and, everything else. But I digress. The fact is, Gene, is that, like, I gave you my number and stuff, man. And if you had just texted me and been like, hey, man, this is Gene, this is my name, and this is my Cash App, and I knew that info, they would have never been able to trick me into putting out that fake Cash App of your name. Like, I am sorry. Like, they basically tricked me into doxing your name. And I did. I'm not, I'm not trying to run from responsibility from it, like someone else you might know that has. I am trying to take accountability for my actions. I've told you several times that I apologize greatly, and I'm gonna say it again tonight, that I do sincerely apologize, Gene. Uh, None of this has been about trying to fuck with you or your team or any of it. Just because I've talked about birds, so it's been in relation to what they've done to me. It's Now, if they are legitimately making a change and not supporting that filthy fuck anymore, then I can respect that, and I could probably get to a point where I could forgive them people. That's the difference between me and others. I actually try to make progress and peace. Elizabeth, whoever Elizabeth is, it's a very good statement, and hopefully they see that. Maybe because at this point, I'm taking it that I'm on my own, maybe with a few, maybe few, very few friends, if any. It's alright. It wouldn't be the first I'm on, alone. And what doesn't make sense is the people running around with the narrative that I nodded out earlier today. That I was up from 2 to 8, had to get off, take Brownie to the vet, came home, ate lunch, still hadn't slept. Going live then was the mistake I could not see I was making because I did not know that as the food coursed through my system, I'd get tired, sleepy, and fall out. I felt awake when I did and realized not only did I not fall asleep from any medicine or smoking or anything, unless it had to do with the smoking I'd done earlier, I had not taken my usual dosage around noon. I and I was awake during that part. That was before I'd fallen asleep. So, you know, like if I was really a junk box, then as soon as I came online and started, I would have taken my meds and I kept taking them, and then I would have fallen out, and I probably wouldn't have even made it to Brownie's appointment. But I did. I stayed up all night doing live and took Brownie to an appointment, paid almost $300, brought him back home, got some food for myself, went live again, critical mistake, because as I was sitting there, I did not know I was going to fall out and go to sleep. And so that's exactly what happened. It was a combination of exhaustion. Um, Although I would have to rule that the drugs, uh, you know, because I had only taken my or one dose of Suboxone that morning and one dose of Ativan, and I waited until taking it until we had decided to go to the vet for Brownie, because I've been up all night as it is, so I was already hurting. I was just trying to prolong it as much as I could, and so I mean that should show if that doesn't show, like because and everybody knows it was sleep deprived. I've already been told that they know that. They're still just running with the narrative. Like they actually thought about trying to call, I've got to make sure to never, because I mean, every time it does, they get to thinking about getting antsied up to sending the police here. And I don't want the police coming to my house unless they've got a reason to be here, like with a warrant or something, or they've got something to tell us about a loved one, or to inform us about. Other than that, I don't want police here. Uh, I am my father's son. Like I take up after him, and that is like no matter who doesn't believe it, I am finishing this eighth of cannabis and being done because I will not allow it to restrict my God-given, like, I might as well be a felon. Shit. Like, I'm not gonna let it restrict my damn God-given right to carry and maintain a self-defense weapon. Fuck that. Like, all the weed that's the best in the world to help with whatever isn't worth that trade. I'm sorry, it's not. Now, if they finally fix it legally and make it alright for gun owners and stuff, and make it alright with it not affecting jobs with off-hour use, then I might one day come back. But if that time never comes, or until that time comes, I'm gonna have to look back on this as an experiment with natural medicine for about over a year that I had to put to an end. It's actually been going a lot longer. It's been going since I was younger. And I used to ask my doctor friend, mentor, you know, why do I like smoking weed so much? You know, I said I literally get out of school or work, and that's the highlight thinking of my day is that I'm going over to so and so's to hang out, and we'll smoke and chill, play some zombies, and you know, the worries of the week and day will be gone. And that's exactly what would happen. And it was so peaceful back then. Like, I don't know what this is up, but I can't interact with it any or see anything else that was said. Maybe a thumbnail. Yeah, if you can somehow, you know, I don't know. Who knows? Sorry, guys, I'm kind of talking out my head. I'm thinking about stuff. It's getting late, but I got rest, so I should be fine. It's just, I don't understand, like, and I don't think I'll ever understand it unless these people make it clear. Yeah, they only want me around to take heat off themselves. You got that exactly right. And that's that's what I don't understand the most is how they think that that is a long-term viable solution, especially like with Army, Armpit, and yeah, I call you Armpit Vet. You know, I almost wonder, like, Chrissy, you faked suicide attempts, you faked DB, you tried fucking with my mind and wanted to see or try to expose if you could possibly that I did like have an attraction to you for Mike by asking me that stupid OnlyFans question only to delete it. Look, you are beautiful, sure, but I never wanted to fuck you. Sorry. Not everybody wants to have sex with you, even though you are beautiful. And you are. Like, I can't say that under the different circumstances that I might not be attracted to you in some way. But under all the circumstances I've known you, we was just supposed to be friends. And I liked it that way. I never wanted anything more. Did we joke around and talk about sexualist type stuff? Yeah. And then you turned around and when people made it out to seem like I was being creepy and stuff, you didn't clarify that it was jokes. Like that was some dirty backhanded shit. you know, with the kitty pictures and all that shit. You know, like, I have done nothing really like Chris, I haven't spoken on your behalf like Ruski has, or tried to. I haven't ever tried to say that you said something you didn't. I have never, like, other than the time, yeah, I did go back and think about wanting to screenshot that message you sent because it was weird and out of nowhere. I've never recorded any of our conversations. I've never saved any voicemails from you like you have me, like you didn't even leave me anyway. But, you know, those voicemails alone shows that I went to you as a friend. Like, if I was ever attracted to you, I don't think I would ever called you and shown you I was upset. You know, it's kindly not, it's really not attractive or manly. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just bullshit. Like I didn't ever like Army that like that. And I respected her when she was with Rex. I wish them congrats. I respected her when she was with Mike. I wish them congrats. Hell, I even respected and wished her well when she was with this most recent relationship she's been with that is not somebody on YouTube, and told her I really hope for you the best. She said, "Oh, thanks, Claire." You know, the way she said it was like that. Oh, it's like that. You know, she knows that I'm genuine and innocent in a way. Like, I'm not innocent in the fact that I haven't made fuck ups and stuff, done things wrong, and also had mistakes. But I have never, like, purposefully tried to double cross someone or fuck over my original people or anything. Ever. And I don't think I really ever had people on here. I just had people that were, you know, obsessed or whatever with me. But the thing is, every now and then, like a door handle or cabinet drawer, we get loose, sometimes even break, and have to be replaced. I wonder actually how many people, and it's a scary thought to think about, so viewer discretion advised literally, but how many people do you think that Bird's been with? Like, that body count has to be outrageous. And your body's a temple, Bird. It says so in the Bible. And, you know, when you defy your temple, you will pay, like, not just like earthly karma, but spiritual too. Like, God created and gave you the tools to bring life into the world. And as a woman, like, you have a responsibility with those tools that they not just get, you know, used without a purpose or wrongfully or whatever. And well, I don't know, but then again, some people today would be shocked to know what. Well, I mean, I need to focus on helping the channels like I had set out to do. If they want to have me around. If not, I really am gonna have to. If it takes me actually just like rage deleting the account, like I've got to stay off live because all I do is get sniped or whatever, and if I don't even get sniped, somebody's recording as always to upload it. You know, and it's just it's overwhelming that you know they're broke. Yeah, that had to be not real. But I tell you, for those that ain't seen the video that I think Anheuser-Busch had put out, or someone that looks sort of like his CEO did a video where he looked over things that had been submitted, and oh my God, that stuff was so funny. Like advertisements for Bud Light. And it was a satire video, but it was funny. Um, let's see. Recap. So, yeah, I broke my rule about going live late. I fucked up on that, so I'm gonna ask each and every person uh for their apology, or to apologize to them, and to take accountability and let you know that if any of you did legitimately worry or anything, I sincerely apologize, but I promise you I'm like that every time that I sleep. Every time. Uh, Maybe I do have apnea or something. I hope not. Um, I'm going to give a, this will seem unusual, but I want to give a shout out to the people that, while they may have been a dick to me and stuff for a long time, and made narratives and gotten things confused and twisted them around just to get with me. They have been, those very same people have been showing people that supposed to be like on, cool or supportive of me, talking shit. In one case, just 48 hours And around the same time, he was trying to reach out to me at first, and before we hung out for the first time and talked some. Ain't that crazy? You know, Brownie's tired. He got his little phlebotomy draw done today. They came in with said they gotta get some blood, and I said doggy phlebotomy, and they took his blood, and he really didn't. He just made a little eat at that noise, but it was when I walked away from him. I had unleashed him because we were inside, and usually he stays by my side. For some reason, he knew where we were at. So he started when the door got open. He started to go out towards the door, uh, probably just to go to my grandpa's car. He wasn't gonna run off or anything like they were scared of. But one of the employees stopped him at the door, and Brownie never barks or does anything auditorial. And while that employee had stopped him, he was going, "Hey, I was like, damn, Brownie, calm down, buddy. Calm down. We just got to get you fixed up, and we'll get you worked up and get those lab results back and everything." And say, "Daddy, yeah, but I'm mad. You let them put that poker up my butt." I did. They had to take a stool sample from him, and so they, you know, put something up his boo boo, his rear end, and I, you know, I've been serious about it, and I, I just, I love my son so much. He's the best thing that's ever happened to me. He's given me a sense of responsibility, and you know, I look after him just like he's an actual, almost big baby. Because he is. He's daddy's big baby. And I love my dog so, so much. Like, when God calls him home, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, you're such a good boy. Yeah, daddy's upset. It's okay. It's okay. Daddy's just thinking about you. He loves you. Been such a good person ever. Uh, World 3. I mean, he really has. And I want to give a shout out to my brothers that have been in contact with me and advising me and reminding me not to let that stuff get me down. That, I can tell you this, they're all like, I just don't get it. Like, they think with the fact that I have no record or anything that they'll be able to keep, the only thing you might ever get to do, and that's if you get to do it, which I'm gonna try to go out of my way to make sure you don't, is you can, you know, if that's the way you wanted to act, I mean, it kind of seemed like it. Yeah, I just haven't really. Uh, never know. But Brownie do. He's such a good dog. Know what he wants. He wants a treat, and love, and he likes to lick me, I guess, because I'm salty and taste good. Oh, Brownie. Brownie, 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 Brownie. I don't know much more to say or do, really. Uh, there go my mic. Brownie, do you want to say anything to everybody before we decide to end the live? Me just chatting and saying my piece. You want to say anything to them? Make sure to always go and get your vet checkups for your furry friend, even though we may be scared. Oh, you such a good boy, Brownie. You such a good boy. Yeah, you such a good boy. You know Daddy loves you. Daddy loves you with all his heart. Would never let anybody try to do anything to you. And, you know, I tried telling Books, and they know, people out there know I tried warning him and stuff way back in the day when he had uh, people with wrenches that were part of, you know, that shit. And I told him, but it didn't matter. I just got blocked. So I tried telling him, reach me out another way or let me up on panel. He finally let me up on panel. And then I say something in response to Army Vet's lie, and he just kicks me off. Like, he really, oh, shoot, wasn't, uh, thought, yeah, they've tried to, make up fake things, acting like they were, uh, gonna sue me. Like,
And if somebody would spend 8 to 10, whatever, and you modify, you got to be careful with that stuff. And something else people need to be careful with? They need to be careful with who they're talking to on here offline. If you're talking to anybody. I got told verbatim what's happening to me, and I read it today, and I will edit the damn thing, and I will post it to show it wasn't my words, but somebody on Instagram's, but not before I make sure I erase all their marks that point to who it is. I'll never make those reckless mistakes again. Sorry, but I won't. They may want me to, but they're just not going to. So they're gonna have to. They're probably gonna try to go with, different ways. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? They're a burglar in the house. Brownie's there a burglar in the house? His ears perched up. He's ready to get up and go look. Well, you guys, I gotta say, I can't say it's been completely fun, but it's been a heck of a time, to be online. I just, you know, I don't know. Afraid if I did even attempt to, like, for some reason, let's say I wanted to call JM or something for whatever reason, I'm afraid that if I did, it'd just get recorded or whatever the fuck. So, I don't think there's any sense in doing that. Time to turn this off. Sit back down. Well, guys, it was fun while it lasted. Yes, I don't go to a lot of lodge meetings because I don't have the time really, transportation. I'm not as active as I used to be. I used to be a junior deacon, and I pay my dues every year. I went through courses that I've completed at the Scottish Rite. I'm not just a regular Mason, I'm a Scottish Rite Mason as well, which is basically means I belong to the Grand Lodge of the Blue Lodge body, and I also belong to the independent body, the Scottish Rite, which the Scottish Rite is, it sounds like a lot of people think, oh, is that for just Scottish people? Well, I mean, there's an affinity for people that are Scottish for it, but that because of the traditions of some things that tie to Scotland that go with it or in different things, but it it's mainly the Scottish Rite has been known as to be called the College of Freemasonry. It is where it's a path a Freemason chooses that wants to enrich not only his physical but his spiritual knowledge when it comes to things. And so that is where that comes from. There's a lot of secret conspiracy theories about our organization. That we control the government and all this and that, or
that Masons like me are only the lower level Masons, and we don't know what goes on at the top, and da, da, da. There is no top. Like, there is a officer structure for the organization, and it as a non-profit, but there is not um, simply like a leader like in communism, and just one. Their supposed leader is really Jesus Christ, but the story that I checked out was this guy was, pretending to be that he was going to be Jesus, and he was, and it was fucked up. I don't even want to get into the story because of the abuse and stuff he did to those poor innocent people, kids. No, like this world is sick. It is really sick when some people are scared to like not even clean or go out without a full like hazmat suit on. They may be a little over ridiculous, but at least they're prepared. You know, if there's ever a time like that I can ever meet someone, if I ever come across someone that seems worthy of meeting, like what we would do is if they ever come to Missouri or something, what I would do is, like, some of the things I enjoy doing with my regular friends and stuff and people before I ever came online and stuff, and I need to get back to doing here soon, that the marijuana gets all my system out and I can take ownership back of my firearm, is that I like to go and just go to the range and just shoot. And if not the range, just go out to the country. Why? It's relaxing. Like it, it helps calm me down and helps me get off steam. And, it's fun too. I mean, you got to be safe and know what you're doing, especially on a range, or they will kick you out quicker than shit. Yeah, it's to be a Mason, you must have a belief in God. Although we do not expound or make all of our members subscribe to one certain type of religion, it is true that Masonry has started and always started from the three Abrahamic religions is the foundation of it, which is Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Now, there's some arguments there that it's really more Judeo-Christian, but the Shriner aspect, uses literal Muslim names for their temples and stuff. So there is a tie to all three Abrahamic religions in the organization. But you can be a Buddhist, an agnostic, as long as you have a belief in a supreme being. We do not ask the person to expound upon what that means for them or anything. You cannot be an atheist. Because to be an atheist, you're spiritually dark, and so how can you be willing to accept the light when you are spiritually dark and you think that the world is nothing but, you know, chemical reactions in your brain as well as the outside stimuli and physicality of it. And if you think that literally just when you die that it just goes black and that's it, like that's a sad belief system, but this is America and people have the right to believe any way they want to believe. They want to believe if somebody wants to come up with something, a new sect or group that believes that and tries to promote that Jesus, it would be very offensive to people like me. But if they tried to say something like Jesus was actually a sorcerer or whatever else, as offensive that might be to me and other people, it's still well within people's First Amendment right to practice that. But see, let me tell you something. One last thing before I get off here. Concerning the Church of Scientology and my time in there. Now, the church committed one of the largest domestic espionage operations in the United States in the early or late 80s and early 90s. See, they were facing a tax bill that was basically sink or swim because of all of L. Ron Hubbard's actions of evading authorities and taxes. It finally had caught up to the church. It wasn't going to catch up to Hubbard, at least. And so the chairman of the board, the new one, which was somebody that was a kid and worked alongside Hubbard and used to think highly of Hubbard, he got his top brass in the Sea Org he got people to infiltrate and work for the IRS as secretaries and job just to get info and docs they had on Scientology. And it was one of the biggest domestic espionage operations ever committed against the the IRS. And basically, the head of the IRS said to Marty Rathburn, who's a former Scientologist, one that left, that used to be one of the executives. He said, I remember him saying to me, you mean to tell me that if we just can get through this tax exempt status, then all these lawsuits would go away? And he said, yeah, I 100% believe that we can get that accomplished. And he said, and that guy had a sigh of relief because they couldn't take being sued, and that's what we were counting on, was that they would be overwhelmed from all of the lawsuits and everything, that they would just cave. And that's exactly what they got them to do. The church takes a position that they say, we never defend, we always attack. That is their psychopathic, defending of the position for what they do, which is attack maliciously. Like, you guys don't defend or attack, you attack maliciously, unlike, them. And they do the same thing, but you're just different size organizations. I tried to have respect for JM and even think at one point that maybe he was worried back in January. After going back and hearing the videos and stuff, I'm convinced he wasn't, that he was happy what he did, and that's why I won't call you now JM, because, like, if you really gave a shit about my feelings or anything as a person, and you know how messed up the situation that was and complex for y'all to just assume and do the things y'all did, like, then, I mean, you don't have to do anything at all, but the way to fix that is kind of obvious, and I almost don't want to say it because I've said it so much enough that it's redundant. And I don't even want to hear like if you want to be cool with me, like, you mean tell me I gotta go through all my videos? I'm not going through each and every video. That's a lot of work. Well, you're right. You spent that much work hating and terrorizing me. So if you can't spend the equal amount to make it right, then we really don't have nothing to talk about.
I have nothing to talk about at all. And it wasn't me being rude. It's me holding him accountable, you know, and he doesn't think he's got anything to be held accountable for. He said that, he was trying to be a smartass. Said, "Oh, don't spend money on a PI. I'll tell you where I work." Really? Okay. So he must have already probably told his boss or whatever, if this one kid or whatever called where he just mad because of my free speech of him on YouTube and trying to get me, trying to get me fired. I just want to give y'all a heads up, Jam. I ain't trying to get you fired. You know why? I just said what, and I made it clear in the title of that video. I said this is not threatening JM's job. I said just what if somebody else had done that type of thing, though, because they didn't like what they saw you doing to me, and they thought it was pretty damn hypocritical for a healthcare person to be criticizing someone else going to school for healthcare and doing all this sick ass shit to them. Like that could have happened is what I was trying to say. Not that it wouldn't have veiled or anything. Like that'd be the next thing to say, oh well, it was veiled. It wasn't, he wasn't gonna say it outright, of course. No, 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 no. It wasn't meant that way, period. Um, Even when I was a little hyped up when I had said, if they fire you, Mocon, let me know, and I will talk to James. I did say that. Okay, I did say that, and I'll admit that. That was me being fed up, pissed off, and talking shit. Because looking back on it now, that would just be too wrong, don't make a right type thing. And so there would be no reason to do that other than to try to get even. And, God doesn't, I don't think God appreciates when human beings try to be the hand of karma themselves. That's all I'm going to leave at that point. So, no, I would not try to harm your job, JM, because I think that, yeah, it is concerning that you're in that and you do what you do on here, but you have a right to have those things separated, just like I and anyone else does that's on here. Unless they're seriously coming on here and doing some crazy shit, like talking about doing things that are dangerous at work or whatever, like, then that would be a red flag, maybe contact somebody's work. But if they're not talking that way, or they're not, talking about having issues or anything with work or other people, then you have no need to go after another person's job. And I may sound hypocritical to hear from me, but I didn't go after Black Box's job either. I did call and prank call it with a pretty fucked up prank call that Iceman told me to use. And you can say, well, are you trying to make an excuse on Iceman? No, I followed through and did it with what he told me to do, and I shouldn't have done it. And Blackbox, if you hear this ever again, just like before, I am so sorry that I did that. And I apologized to I believe I apologized to the person on the phone too, because, and I know I apologize to Blackbox because that could have really got him fired. And, all because Iceman was having an issue with him at the time, it was not right for me to do that. So I think I've gotten the payback though on the calls I have had made so far in the interference in my life that I don't deserve any other calls.
Don't threaten my family. If I decide to stop hitting this live button, eventually, finally, do not threaten my family. That wouldn't make me come out then. That would make me tell them that this is what you threatened. And we would link up together as a family to figure out a way to take you down from doing the fucked up shit you're doing. Now, we haven't done or insisted on trying to do that or anything. Don't even want to. Don't think that, I'm sorry guys, I'm kinda lost my train of thought. It's been a long day. Hold on. I may just have to forget it and just continue on something else, but I think I was talking about, see, I hate that. That's one of the downsides to smoking a lot of weed is the short-term memory loss, and you can be talking about something and forget exactly what you're talking about. Well, shit. What are you talking about with this, Z? Yeah, I need to, do that if I'm gonna keep coming on here. Not exactly sure what that means. But I'll say this, and I'll close it up for the night, I guess. Since I forgot the fucking subject I got on last, freaking brain parts, man, I hate them. Something could always seem lucrative, but if that's what you judge all of your actions and things on is whether or not it's going to be lucrative for you, then I would say you're very money conscious. If you make decisions based upon your family habitually, let's say you're family conscious. And if you just make decisions based upon the current circumstances of everything, then you're more balanced, if that makes sense. That's just a little tidbit to throw out there, people to think about and chew on. It's late. Um, I'm gonna have to work extra hard to try to get my sleep back in order now. But I truly do wish everyone the best. I mean, even people that have done me wrong. I don't wish ill will upon you. You know, I'd like to say, if I may, that to Red Reaper and maybe it was Rican or King of the Kill. I don't know, but I'd appreciate it. He got a bit. That's weird. All the clinical time and stuff I did. I don't. Now it has happened. Well, not all of these, but this one right here. They happened last year.
She might have been thought. She might have heard that and thought, well, that, doesn't prove anything. All it proves is you talking shit about me. I can't. People are gonna think I went to sleep. And I was about to lay this thing off and go to sleep. And I kept talking because people keep doing shit. Make me keep talking. Yes, I am. I'm not in deep meditation. No, I am trying to stay awake while I finish the stream. I'm getting tired, but I'm here. I haven't nodded out or anything. The only thing that's happened is I've had to take a few seconds to think longer, and my earbud fell out my ear. So, and I didn't even realize it. But I guess it didn't matter anyways. Okay, so it matters now that I got it back again. These people like Boss Lady Birds and all them, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. They'll learn, or they won't, learn. I mean, and I guess will be a war on all them. I guess I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna be around to get blamed or in any type of way make to be felt guilty about it, because I've told people that aside from me going live yesterday when I was couldn't sleep, which was all a mistake, I did it out of boredom, and me going live tonight, I'm not going to call it a mistake because I will be saying goodnight and ending off here before it's over. But yeah, like you said, when you stay up, like I did for the other one, and the results are in, he is a junk box, da, da, da. That's so stupid, and it doesn't bother me because the results aren't in for that. The results are in to actually say the opposite. The only difference is the results say is that he's a lightweight and that he will fall asleep if it gets late. He hasn't had any sleep or anything else, especially if he's taken all his medication, which I haven't. Like I haven't gotten anxious. I needed my third Ativan today. And I've only taken 2 Suboxone today. But they'll swear I'm a junk box. Yes, I passed out earlier today after I'd been sleeping. I've already explained all that. I'm not going back through it. Anyways, Bird, you said you were done with me and everything, but if Filthy still is going at me, you're not done, because you were a part of it originally, and you'll still be a part of it. And thank you for admitting that your sister helped him. I got that all recorded and everything. That'll be great. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find out what your name is and stuff. That way, if I need to report and or want to do something civilly, I can do it. Not to dox you, Bird. I ain't gonna dox you. Swear I ain't gonna dox Bird. Cause you's a dirty birdie. Mm, mm, you's a dirty birdie. She's a flip flop flow. She's dirty birdie. Dirty birdie. You's a dirty birdie. That's about the only hip song Moses made. She's a flip flop flow. She's a dirty birdie. She a dirty birdie. She a dirty birdie. Yeah, 'cause you a dirty birdie. You is a dirty birdie. That was a hit song. I will give a shout out one and only time to Moses for making that song, Dirty Birdie. Because you are a dirty birdie. You're not even a bird. You realize if you was a bird, you couldn't take off. Ah! She be one of them birds that can't leave the nest. Ah! Oh shit! That's why you call her, and that's why you call yourself in the nest with Boss Lady Bird, 'cause you know it. Ah! I'm on your ass. No. We're about to end it, you guys. About to be funny though. He's a dirty birdie. He's a dirty birdie. Dirty birdie. Dirty birdie. You a dirty birdie. You know, and I'd like to also know what the fuck is up with the Gene Team. The Gene Team has become Gene Books and Army. That seems to be an Iceman when he returns, but what happens, what happens to all the rest of us that's supposed to be in the Gene Team? Like me? They're like, oh, or I'm not supposed to be. Never mind, I was supposed to be, thought I was. Mocon. What about all us, Gene? We not a part of your team? Why don't you contact with your team, Gene? Cause we ain't part. You don't consider me part of your Gene team. That's cool. That's cool. And if you don't, then I'll say it the same thing I say. Fuck the Workyverse. I'll say fuck the Gene Team. That's only if you say that though, because you'd have no reason to exclude me. Hell, you damn near be badass off and better to make me a honorary member for all the shit I've been through for Filthy more than you have or anyone else. But no. Remember, I want to make it all about me, so y'all gotta make it all about yourself because you're so much more. Oh, what's the word? Altruistic. Altruistic about this shit, let me tell you. I have fucking made myself look bad, admittedly, and owned up to it, even though what they thought things look like weren't exactly that, and they'll keep saying that they are because that's just what they do. You, on the other hand, Bird, and all the Bird's friends, whether they be whoever, Roland, and all that shit. Fuck Roland. He ain't been nothing but a fucking two-face. I used to always shout him out and say hello and shit. I've done nothing but be fucking nice to these people. Nothing at all to them, but nice.
Like, just nice. But you know what? Fuck it. I'll be alright one way or another, just like I always have been. And those that believe that, you can take that to the bank. I was gonna stay on here long enough, well, because I am before I go to bed. That's why I'm finishing all this jar tonight. I'm not gonna want to wake up and smoke again tomorrow. Like, if I was quitting today, then I mean to quit today. That's why I'm glad I looked and saw this jar earlier. Boy, after just going the amount of time that I have without smoking, which hadn't been long, shit, it already seemed like the tolerance went down some. Cause this shit's almost, it's crazy. It's crazy how the weed is today, but you are looking at a former person that weed could have helped them maybe possibly get off of their prescription drugs eventually, but had to go back to just prescription drugs and no weed because political issues, American rights concerns, jobs, everything else. This whole slew of issues. It's not because now all of a sudden hate weed. That's definitely not it. But yeah, Squidzy needs to be on Queer Eye for the Brown. Yeah, okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Good night, Elizabeth. Yeah, I will be ending the live here soon. About right now, actually. See, everybody, I will leave you with this. To live a life worth the life cling to living above all. But the prize most wanted is to live a life in peace. And to live a life in peace, you have to create peace as your environment. You have to not be connected to certain people and things. And I have not done well following the old rules I learned, especially here within this past year. So it's time I start breaking that book out again. Anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed this random show, which really isn't a show, but was more me talking about things pertaining to everything going on. But I hope you do know that no matter what, no matter what, there's always gonna be people
this. Today, tomorrow, now, a few years from now, 10 years from now, but they'll go down in history, in the new history books, as being people that failed and did bad and wasn't respected. They were all those things in school when they picked on people. But then when they get out of school, they're not those things anymore. So, yep, that's basically yes. Wacky Jackie is in Workyverse. Some have speculated and said that her and Filthy are together. Even Wacky has acted that way to me personally. So who knows? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Together, that is. But I am about to finally turn in for the night. Try to get my sleep scheduling back on. Excuse me for the live. If you don't, oh well. I still very much plan to keep my plan in action. If you want me to be a part and help your channel, okay, please check me on Instagram. If not, do not expect to keep seeing regular lives on here. I'm a little bit still trying to get off the YouTube habit addict part of it. So if I do, just because I might go live another time, which I don't plan on or anything, doesn't mean that this is about to cease. This is going to cease. It has to cease. Especially after this day, next important day that's happening for me. Judging on how that goes, definitely probably will more than likely, no doubt about it, be ceasing. But I'll still join and be willing to come on other panels, talk about things related and stuff and whatnot. I just don't want to run my own channel anymore. So, anyways, everybody have a good night. Peace and blessings. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Peace.